Hi parents, this Sunday we're starting a new series at Collide called More. And in this series we're going to be talking about how we have an internal desire to fill our life with more things because we think that it's going to make us happy. In this series we're going to be looking at a principle from 1 Timothy 6 where the Apostle Paul says to young Pastor Timothy, godliness with contentment is great gain. And what we're going to do over the next 5 weeks is we're going to spend some time looking at that principle and then applying it to 4 areas where we see middle schoolers really struggle with contentment. We're going to talk about material possessions. We're going to talk about popularity and status. We'll talk about achievement, whether that comes in the form of schoolwork or hobbies or sports. And then finally, we're going to talk about body image. We know that many middle schoolers, because of all the changes that they go through in the early adolescent years, body changes, friendship changes, all kinds of changes, that they feel very insecure. And many middle schoolers try to cover up and fix their insecurity by just trying to get more of something in their life. And we know that many middle schoolers, in doing that, are starting habits that will stick with them for the rest of their life. In this series, we want these middle schoolers to learn that they can be content. They can be satisfied with what God has already given them. And that trying to get more things, more status, better looks, is not in the end going to make them happier. What I'd like to do is give you 4 ways that you can continue to teach this message about contentment or satisfaction in your own home. The first way is to simply model contentment. You know, a great thing that you could do, even though you probably don't want to, is to hold on to something in your life that is old and fashionless just to teach your middle schooler that upgrading is not going to make them happier. Hold on to that 10-year-old car, keep using that slow computer, don't update your kitchen, because the message that you're going to pass on to your middle schooler there is so much more important than what you will get for yourself by upgrading. Number 2 is to simply ask good questions when your son or daughter is asking you or telling you what they want for their birthday or for Christmas. We know this because we're friends with them on Instagram and some other social media sites, that sometimes they want something and they get something new simply so that they can take pictures of it and show it off to their friends. Talk to them about that. Find out why they want new shoes. Why do you want a new phone? And when you figure out that they want it just because they think it'll make them look cooler to their friends, talk to them about how that is not necessarily going to make them a happier person. Number 3 is to talk about commercials. The commercials that you and I watch, and we see their premises as being clearly false. Buying a Dell computer is not going to make the opposite sex flock to you. We know that that's obviously not true. But when an 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old sees that commercial, they don't necessarily know that the premise is obviously false like you and I do. Talk to them about it, and in that conversation, reinforce the message that you want to impart to them, that true happiness isn't going to come from buying things or being popular. It's going to come from living a meaningful life with God. Finally, number 4, and your son or daughter's not going to like me for saying this, is that you should have access to their phone and their social media accounts. It is okay, and we really encourage you to hold on to their passwords and occasionally log on. Because in doing that, you're going to be able to see the things that they are posting publicly, and you're going to be able to have really good conversations with them. Why did you think it was necessary to post 4 pictures in a row of your brand new shoes? What are you trying to accomplish by doing that? Parents, we are praying for you, and we know that the conversations that you have with your middle school student are way more influential than the conversations that we often have with them. Please talk to your son or daughter about contentment, satisfaction, how they can find their satisfaction only in God. Well, again, we're praying for you and your student. We hope that they'll continue to learn and grow closer to God during the summer. If you haven't already, we want you to consider signing your middle schooler up for our summer camp that leaves on July 27th.